Imagine an island secluded and serene, yet shrouded in eerie tales of the supernatural. Welcome to a world where the tranquility of isolation intertwines with the chilling whispers of the past. A realm where the stillness of the night is broken not by the rustling of leaves, but by spectral sighs that echo through the darkness. This is no ordinary journey. We are embarking on a voyage into the unknown, exploring the haunting mysteries of ghost islands scattered across the globe. These islands, earthly paradises in their own right, harbor a sinister secret. They are believed to be haunted. Their sandy beaches, lush forests, and rocky cliffs are not just home to flora and fauna, but also to specters of yesteryears. And these are not just one or two aberrations. There are hundreds of such islands, each with its own chilling narrative, each a testament to the inexplicable. These spectral islands often share a common thread, a tragic event, or a series of unfortunate incidents that have stained their history with sorrow and despair. Shipwrecks, battles, plagues, and more have left an indelible mark on these isolated landmasses. The echoes of these tragedies are believed to have given birth to the hauntings. Take, for instance, the islands that were once quarantine zones for the sick. The air in these places is said to still carry the cries of the afflicted. Or consider the islands that were battlegrounds, where the spirits of fallen soldiers are rumored to continue their eternal vigil. Then there are the islands that were home to heinous crimes, where victims' pleas for justice are whispered in the wind. These tales, while spine-chilling, also serve as reminders of our past, of events that have shaped our world in ways we may not fully comprehend. They remind us that history, even when it's tragic, refuses to be forgotten, and it lingers on, sometimes in the most unexpected ways. So, as we delve deeper into these haunting tales, remember, it's not just about the thrill of the supernatural. It's about understanding the past, acknowledging its impact, and respecting its persistence. The spirits of the past, it seems, have found a home on these isolated landmasses. In the tranquil Venetian lagoon lies Poveglia, a small island with a dark past. This island, a mere speck on the map of Italy, bears a history that would send shivers down the most hardened spine. Poveglia's story begins hundreds of years ago, in the 14th century, when the bubonic plague was ravaging Europe. The island was designated as a quarantine station, a lazaretto for those unfortunate souls who fell victim to the deadly disease. People from all walks of life, the young and the old, the rich and the poor, were shipped off to Poveglia, where they would live out their final, agonizing days. It's estimated that during the various outbreaks of the plague over the centuries, more than 100,000 people met their end on this small, secluded island. Their bodies were hastily thrown into mass graves or burned on giant pyres, the smoke from which would blacken the sky for days on end. But the grim tale of Poveglia doesn't end there. Fast forward to the early 20th century, and the island found a new, sinister purpose. An imposing mental hospital was constructed, its tall, ominous structure a stark contrast to the serene beauty of the surrounding lagoon. Here, the mentally ill were confined, far from the prying eyes of society. There are whispers that a deranged doctor ran the asylum, conducting inhumane experiments on the patients under the guise of treatment. This doctor, it said, was driven to madness by the malevolent spirits of the plague victims and threw himself from the hospital's bell tower, adding another tragic chapter to Poveglia's blood-soaked history. Today, Poveglia is abandoned. The hospital lies in ruins, a crumbling monument to the island's past. But the echoes of its history are far from silent. Reports of paranormal activity on the island are numerous. Visitors speak of an oppressive atmosphere, of cold spots and disembodied voices. Some even claim to have seen apparitions, spectral figures that wander the island, eternally trapped in their moment of suffering. The locals give Poveglia a wide berth, their superstitions and fear keeping them away. The Italian government has deemed it off limits to tourists, further adding to its mystery and allure. In the end, the island remains a chilling testament to human suffering and death. Its tragic past has left an indelible mark, turning this picturesque spot in the Venetian lagoon into a place of unease and dread. The echoes of suffering still permeate the air of Poveglia, making it a chilling destination for those brave enough Nestled in the canals of Xochimilco, Mexico, is an island unlike any other, known as the Island of the Dolls. This uncanny place is steeped in a haunting narrative, shrouded with an eerie silence that's broken only by the whispers of the wind and the occasional ripple of the surrounding water. The island was once the solitary home of a man named Don Julian Santana. A hermit by choice, Don Julian lived a life of isolation. His only companions, the countless dolls that hung from the trees like spectral ornaments. You see, Don Julian was tormented by the spirit of a drowned girl, whose life was claimed by the canals surrounding the island. Racked with guilt and a sense of responsibility, he devoted his life to appease her restless soul. Don Julian's method of appeasement was as peculiar as it was unsettling. He began to hang dolls from the island's trees, believing each one would serve to soothe the spirit of the girl. The dolls were not chosen for their beauty or charm. Rather, they were often worn, discarded toys that Don Julian would fish out from the canals or find in the trash heaps of the city. Each doll, according to him, housed a fragment of the girl's spirit, and he hoped that by giving them a place on his island, he could finally give her peace. Over time, the island transformed into a macabre spectacle, with hundreds of dolls hanging from the trees, their vacant eyes and weather-beaten faces casting an unnerving pallor over the landscape. Their limbs twisted in the wind, their hollow eyes stared out into the void, creating a scene that could chill even the bravest heart. Visitors to the island have reported witnessing these dolls move their heads and arms and even whisper to each other. Some have claimed to hear the dolls giggle in the dead of the night or see their eyes follow them as they traverse the island. These accounts have only served to deepen the island's mystique, making it a destination for thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Don Julian Santana lived on the island for over 50 years, continuing his peculiar homage to the drowned girl until his death in 2001. Intriguingly, his body was discovered in the same spot where he claimed to have found the girl all those years ago, adding yet another layer to the island's chilling narrative. Today, the Island of the Dolls stands as a testament to one man's obsession with the supernatural. It's a place where the line between the living and the dead seems to blur, where inanimate objects are believed to hold a spirit's essence, and where a chilling tale of remorse and redemption is woven into the very fabric of its existence. The Island of the Dolls stands as a chilling testament to one man's obsession with the supernatural. A place where the dolls, like silent sentinels, continue to keep watch, their lifeless eyes bearing witness to a story that transcends the boundaries of the natural world. The tropical paradise of Okinawa hides a tragic past, with tales of wandering spirits unable to find peace. Beneath the lush greenery and azure waters of this Japanese archipelago, there lurks a history steeped in sorrow and loss. In the final months of World War II, Okinawa became the stage for one of the war's bloodiest battles. Known as the Battle of Okinawa, this 82-day-long conflict saw an unprecedented level of destruction and loss of life. The battle was a brutal one. Allies and Axis powers clashed in a desperate struggle, turning the once tranquil island into a hellscape of fire and smoke. The death toll was staggering. More than 200,000 people perished, half of which were innocent civilians. The island was left scarred and broken, its people left to mourn their losses. Yet it is said that not all of these souls found their way to rest. Stories have been told of spectral soldiers eternally locked in battle, their ghostly forms appearing on the very grounds where they fell. Flickering lanterns are seen floating through the night, said to be the spirits of medical personnel still attempting to aid the fallen. Even more tragic are the tales of distressed civilians. Apparitions of women and children, their faces etched with fear and sorrow, appear in the dead of night. They are the tragic remnants of a populace caught in the crossfire, their lives abruptly ended by a war they did not choose. If you listen closely, you might hear the echoes of their pleas and cries, forever imprinted in the fabric of this war-torn island. Ghostly whispers carried on the wind, a chilling reminder of the island's dark past. The beautiful Okinawa of today, with its vibrant coral reefs and sandy beaches, belies its haunting history. Yet the islanders remember. They pay their respects to the spirits, hoping to ease their restless wanderings and bring them the peace they were denied in life. The echoes of war still haunt this beautiful island, a reminder of its grim past. The spirits of Okinawa serve as a poignant symbol of the island's history, a tragic narrative forever etched in its sandy shores and emerald forests. From plague-ridden Poveglia to war-torn Okinawa, the world is full of islands that harbor chilling tales. These isolated landmasses, surrounded by the unforgiving sea, bear witness to a history that refuses to be forgotten, a past that echoes with the whispers of the departed. Consider Poveglia, a small, secluded island off the coast of Venice. Once a quarantine zone for those afflicted with the plague, the island is said to be haunted by the tormented souls of the thousands who met their end there. The chilling cries of pain and despair, the eerie silence that blankets the island after sundown, all serve as a reminder of its grim past. Then we have the Island of the Dolls in Xochimilco, Mexico, a place where the trees are adorned not with leaves, but with decaying dolls. These lifeless figures, with their empty eyes and faded smiles, are said to house the spirits of lost children. A macabre tribute to a drowned girl, the island exudes an aura of melancholy and dread, and who could forget Okinawa, an island ravaged by the atrocities of war? Despite the passing of decades, the island still bears the scars of its past. Ghostly soldiers are said to roam its beaches, forever trapped in their final, desperate battles. The air hangs heavy with a sense of loss and regret, a testament to the horrors of war. These islands, each with their own tale of sorrow and fear, draw us in with their mysterious allure. They serve as chilling reminders of our world's darker history, places where the past refuses to rest. A visit to these haunted islands is not just a trip, but a journey into the heart of darkness, a peek into the unknown. These islands stand as a testament to our world's darker history, places where the past refuses to rest. The allure of these haunted islands lies not just in their chilling tales, but also in the questions they provoke. These islands, shrouded in mystery and imbued with tales of the supernatural, force us to look beyond the veil of the ordinary. They beckon us to question the nature of the unseen. Is it merely a figment of our imagination, or are there indeed spectral forces that dwell in these forgotten corners of the world? As we delve deeper into these stories, we don't just encounter phantoms and cursed dolls, but also the raw, poignant echoes of history. Each island, with its unique narrative, serves as a stark reminder of the past, some marked by disease, others by conflict, and yet others by inexplicable phenomena. These haunted islands compel us to confront our shared history in all its beauty and brutality, yet it's not just about unearthing the past. These islands also make us reflect on our present. How do we, as a society, remember our history? How do we honor the memory of those who've passed on, especially when their deaths were steeped in tragedy? These questions are as haunting as the tales themselves, and they demand our exploration and contemplation. But while we grapple with these questions, it's also crucial to remember that our curiosity must be tempered with respect. These islands are not just tourist attractions, they're hallowed grounds, bearing the weight of untold stories and unhealed wounds. We must tread lightly, honoring the past while seeking to understand it. So, as we navigate through the labyrinth of these haunted islands, let us remember that they're more than just a collection of spine-chilling tales. They're living, breathing repositories of our shared history, whispering secrets from the past and challenging us to listen, to learn, and to remember. As we bid adieu to these islands, we leave you with this thought. The past may be gone, but its echoes can still be heard if one knows where to listen.